Let's talk about Teams. So in this session, we have Carsten and Michael again. We're going to talk a bit about the latest updates on Teams rooms on Windows.
Yeah, version 4.17.
Yes, exactly. So what is new in the latest Windows update?
One of the major things is that, well, there are actually two things I think are major things. The new home screen layout is forced. We saw on the old version before, 4.16, it was something that we could set in the configuration file, where now it's forced out. So when you're upgrading to .17, it automatically gets the new home screen.
Yeah.
Nice feel. That's the one that looks up to the Android version, so on. So
Indeed.
yeah, and then the biggest news.
Yeah, it's the Pro Manager agent, right? So it's automatically in the update package. Yeah. So it will also be in the Pro portal by itself. You don't need to do all kind of stuff to get it up there anymore. It's directly into the Pro portal.
Yeah. Now you don't need to do the XML file anymore to actually get the Windows-based system into the Pro portal.
And download the MSI package and installing and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the major things. And the home screen, as you said, now all the systems would look like what we used to be on Android.
Yeah.
So now the customers will have the same
feel.
Yeah. Same look and feel. Yeah. It's not the same underneath, but the same look and feel.
And I'm really big fan of it, actually. I was like in the beginning, is it that the right choice? But I've been running it for a while now on a lot of tests.
But for adoption-wise, if you have a company, it's easy to have the same layout, the same functionalities, even though it's not slightly there, but
it's
nearly
close. Yeah.
Close. It's really close.
That plastic-covered guide, it's the same. You don't have to have two different ones. So
yeah.
But still, you need to update it once in a while, because when you bring in a new update, make sure you go into the latest guides about how to use the Teams room on Microsoft's homepage, because you need to have it updated.
Yeah. And again, come back to preview. Make sure you have a test room where you have the preview on, and you install the updates as same as it comes, so you can test and see it. So you're on top of it.
I think the funny part, or at least what I had in mind, was like when we did the last update, we have the ability to actually update to Windows 11.
Oh yeah.
And there was a lot of talk about how do you actually defer that update, and now you can't defer it anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
You have in the new release, it's forcing update unless you're going in and manually do in registrated, go in and set a switch and saying, hey, I don't want that. And what is it November we can postpone it to? I think it was November.
I think it's September. It's 90 days.
Around 90 days normally.
We can. So again, that will be a forced Windows 11 update.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But unless you have a PC that is not available to update to Windows 11,
it will stay on Windows 10.
Yes, exactly. So there are a few devices out there that have been in the market for a while that is not capable of updating to Windows 11, and they will stay on Windows 10.
Even though it has a big processor and everything, but it's something about the generation of the processor. It's not capable.
Was it 8th and 9 Intel generation, and
it depends which model and so on. So it's go check on the Microsoft homepage, because it's really difficult to type out.
Yeah. So in that case, I always start to think about what is the life cycle of a meeting room. We have a life cycle on the phone, on the PC. I think that people should start thinking about the life cycle of a meeting room, because it's not like back in the days where we installed like a SIP device.
No.
Good old days, SIP 8323, and you could keep it there for like 10 years.
But the best part is you stating it was a SIP device. Device. It's a device, so you need to respect it as a device. You need to put it into nearly the same life cycle as a device. Maybe a year or two longer, but not more than that, because there'll be features you probably won't be able to have. And it's features that when you have learned them, it's really comfortable enjoying having a meeting with let's say spatial audio. Maybe something like that will come in the future, that you have something that you're not able to put onto the system because it's too old. And it's just upgrade your systems and keep the firmware and software updated as well. That's really
exactly
needed.
Just security-wise again.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned security, but it's so so important.
The boring stuff
Yeah,
that
the
we
boring
don't want to
stuff.
talk about, but it's really, really important.
And another thing is what we're just guessing is like the Copilot that we have touched a little. How is that going to work on Windows 10 if you have some of the legacy meeting rooms? Well, legacy, I think that's kind of let's call it legacy if they can't go up to the newest version. I think we can qualify them as legacy. How does that work? Are you losing some of all the new functionality that actually makes perfect sense to add on it? So,
but it's we haven't seen the whole roadmap yet from Microsoft, and maybe they're able to do something in Azure. Who knows? But it's.
But why guessing? If you see the requirement for Copilot, it's the Microsoft E3 or E5 that you need to base, not just Office. So it's kind of put some recommend or at least requirements on the Windows version.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. Another thing that I saw when Microsoft talked about the Pro license, like first time it was like zip dial in and out, A323, and now we're actually starting to see that in the latest version.
Yes, but it's not in the Pro license.
No.
You need to purchase a CVI next to it, and you can make a one-to-one H233, right?
H323.
Yeah, H323 call directly, but it's only one-to-one. So it's, and you will not have the features of doing PowerPoint Live, whiteboarding, etc. It's only
just basic one-to-one conferencing.
And the more and more systems that's gonna be out there, it will be really nice. But it could be, and as I see it, you lock your CVI to that meeting room, and you purchase a license for it. And to me, it will be more handy if a company could purchase, like, let's say, 12 license of the CVI, and it could be split between all the meeting
some
rooms.
more like concurrent, like we did back in the days.
Exactly, because right now Teams will be the major part of calls.
But it's true that I would say that it's still more like we did back in the days on the Skype room system, where we were actually able to use the Skype engine to do a zip call.
Yes, exactly.
We don't have the join button, so it will not be that easy for the users to actually go in and do a zip call. You would still need to do it like an ad hoc zip call, putting in the long dial string to actually make that work. So of course we will make it will be useless. Not useless. It will be useful for some customers, but I don't see it like a major thing for other teams.
The amount of people that are using it just getting smaller and smaller because we have direct guest joint. I mean, direct guest joint have solved a lot of those problems where we had use for a CVI, some middle man in the middle. Now we can join WebEx and what is it called, Zoom meeting directly from it. So maybe the time has run out for the zip to zip calls. Let's see.
But it's like as Michael said, that it's not part of the Pro license, but you would need the Pro license to actually have this feature. Exactly. So this was a short talk about the latest updates coming to, or actually is out, but
on some systems, but
on a few systems we've seen it already.
That was actually an important note. Right now, if you take this one, it's been drawn back. We don't know for how long, but probably when we're done editing, it will be hopefully out for that 17. So
exactly. So short summary: we get forced an update to Windows 11. We get the zip dial in and out function if you have the CVI, and you get the agent to actually get the access into the Pro portal as well.
Exactly.
So that's the stuff behind the scene, and for the end users, you will get the home screen as on the Android. So,
exactly. So thank you so much for watching this Let's Talk About Teams. If you like short videos like this, please follow us where you see us now. See you.